Back in the 70s, board games and improv theater had a baby, and it was called the role-playing game. These games allowed a generation of kids to live out their dreams of slaying dragons and saving kingdoms, all while sitting in their bedrooms and basements. Today, gaming has moved into the cultural mainstream, and role-playing games are back with a vengeance. Join us now as 5 of these former kids come out of the basement and onto the internet to experience adventure, mystery, and obscure pop culture references. It's time for Roll for Combat!
Hey there, welcome to Roll for Combat. I'm your GM and host, Stephen Glicker, and in this week's episode, the boys just finished an epic battle, and now they get to rest and level up. Also this week, I give out yet another prize for the free trip to PaizoCon. Although it is not a free trip to PaizoCon, I do give out a prize. Also this week, for my GM PC tip, I tell you some books you can read that will both be enjoyable and increase your ability to both play and GM role-playing games. So a little bit of a heads up. This is actually the second part of last week's episode. As you probably know, when we record, I usually take about 2 or 3 hours and cut it up into several episodes, and this was actually the extension of last week's fight. But it felt so different from the fight from last week, because before we had this really big epic fight, and now this is the aftermath where they sort of like recoup and go back to the town and kind of figure out what they want to do when they level up. And it felt like almost too much or almost anticlimactic to put it on the same episode, so I cut it into 2 separate episodes. But this episode is pretty short. I didn't feel that I should start yet another session and tack it onto this episode, because then it would have felt weird. So this is one of the shorter episodes. I try to avoid this whenever possible, but it just felt a little bit of a better flow if I had sort of a big action adventure episode and then sort of a recap episode. As for the free trip to PaizoCon contest, Vanessa did step up, she did reclaim her prize, so she is going to PaizoCon for free, thanks to Roll for Combat, but a few additional things. First of all, if you're going to PaizoCon and you do not have a Roll for Combat t-shirt, and if you will wear your Roll for Combat t-shirt, just write me on the Discord channel. I will give you a coupon to get any one t-shirt from the Roll for Combat website for free, and you can order any shirt you want and get it delivered to you. It shows up pretty darn fast, and then you can wear it at PaizoCon. Just tell me who you are, send me your info, and I'll send you out that free code right away. Also, I told you guys I was going to do something else. I'm not sending more people to PaizoCon, unfortunately, but what I am going to do is I'm going to pick out another name and give them something free and fun at the end of this episode, so do check that out. Otherwise, let's get right into this week's show. So you teleport out. You're outside the building. You're right on the absolute edge. You're like literally 2 feet from the edge of the cliff into the planetoid. You're like, wow.
Who puts a building right on the edge?
Jason McDonald is playing the Ahsoki mechanic Tuttle Blacktail and his drone Cheddar.
No, because it fell. No, they didn't put it on the edge.
It was all broken off.
It's been collapsing.
Yeah,
it's been collapsing.
We got separated from the rest of the continent.
Right.
Chris Beamer is playing the Tiefling Technomancer, Akiro the Just.
However, Winter Soldier style, Rusty is there with the ship right on the edge. So you guys could just jump right in. No problem.
Nice.
We do that.
And Rusty's like,
That
"What took
happened.
you guys so long?" I was like, I'm just right here. I was just hanging out, right?
God, guys, you finally showed up. There was a massive monster out here that I had to actually fight and kill all by myself.
Bob Marquis is playing the human envoy Rusty Carter.
Yeah, well,
That seems like a tall tale, right?
how do we get
Check the logs. It's right in there.
Is it parked like outside or something, or how do we get on?
John Statz is playing the Vesk soldier Mo Dupinsky.
Yeah, the valet brought the car around.
Right. The park.
That's true.
It's parked like right on the edge. He rolled so well with the 20. He basically turned the ship sideways. You know how like they did in Winter Soldier. Pulls it up at a 90-degree angle, so you guys can literally jump off the edge and fall into the ship.
Wow.
Kind of like how the helicopter was.
Yeah, no.
Either that
I
or
know
like
the image,
he did so well that the teleportation puck rolled onto the ramp of the ship. Like, yes.
Nice.
I rolled so well that I also picked up Hiroji.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that would.
Hey guys, I'm back.
That would be great. The Wither Swarm is like trying to follow you, but you guys jump in. Oh, by the way, some of the swarm came with you when you teleported. But they're not big enough to actually make up a swarm, so they're just some like loose tendrils on the ground and stuff. And some of them do.
Put a few shots into the building as we're leaving.
Oh, and the grenade goes off too.
Oh, the grenade goes off for how much damage? Do you want to do that?
I don't know. That was just style points. That was
Maybe it's vulnerable to fire and it dies.
Oh yeah. Wow, yeah. It does some damage. You do a little bit of a damage out of its 145 hit points.
Oh my god.
That was just my little bit of a middle finger
Oh
as
my
we were walking out.
god. What? Where did we find that teleportation device? Was that part
That's
of
in
this?
like the armory book.
He bought it, I think,
when I was. I saw that when I was writing the review, and I filed the. I mean, I'm not trying to brag, but I was like, in the right situation, that could be really useful because it's a one-time teleport. But it's like 1,500. It's 1,500 credits or something. But
Wow.
we just found the right time to use it.
Pretty much. I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
that
we were in
is
trouble.
that's tough. That's tough to get out of that alive.
The strength check is crazy.
Yeah. Well, missing on a 17. That's tough.
Well, you needed at least a 20, and you guys weren't doing it. It was more than a 20. It's yeah. Anyhow,
What's your plus is a 3, so you need a natural 17. It's not good.
So let's see. The ship, by the way, you guys show up. Tuttle's coughing up some tendrils, and he doesn't feel so good. That's the first thing.
Don't care.
The ship's
Don't
got
care.
like looking like a dented tin can, and like
Yeah, with all this smoke
the
in here.
ship is all messed up. It's all beat to crap, like exactly like it was pummeled, and it's just like dents everywhere.
So it's like
Heat's all
exposed panels
scratched
and
off.
sparks and stuff.
Everything. It's like Tuttle's looking around, like, what the hell's going on in this place?
Guys,
I know I'm new, but yeah,
This was another day in the Starfinder Society.
Look, I don't want to pat my own back or anything, but just read the computer logs about the fight against that monster, and you'll know all the details. But we were lucky that we all survived. That's what I got to tell you. And I mean, possibly everybody on that entire float.
Well, I expect some experience points from that monster, so that's all good.
Tuttle
That's good.
promptly passes out the minute he's on the ship.
I know that I'm new here, but I'm generally used to a little higher standard of space travel.
Yeah. Well,
Really? So allow me to introduce you to the bathroom. You'll be staying there.
yeah. That's
Introduce you to the airlock.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's your second choice. Yeah,
Yeah, which room's is Akiro's?
Where's the captain's room?
that's my room. Yeah, we could find you. I don't know, a closet somewhere.
yeah.
We can't give you Hiroji's room. We expect him
We've
back
got-
any day now.
Put him in Hiroji's room. For
No,
now.
no, that would be rude to Hiroji. We don't want to do that.
That's true. That is the room with all the loot. That is the room with all the loot in it. So
All
we
the
don't
loot is stored in there. Hiroji got
I think
all
the way the ship looks, I'm going to take my chance of sleeping in an escape pod tonight.
yeah, that's probably a smart idea. We got some intel here. We got this computer thing that computer nerds and only you engineer types would even appreciate, but somehow Dr. Tuttle pulled it out of the machine. I think he used his strength. He made his strength roll and he pulled it out of the computer system.
Well, we need
Sure.
to take care of him medically. I'm not trained as a field medic, but maybe one of you guys is because he's not looking so good.
Well, here we are. Mo is trained
Med
in
bay.
medicine. He's going to give it an old college try. He's going to fix him up on the med kit and give a cure for disease.
I assist.
No. You want to make a separate roll because Mo is going to fail.
Hold on. Let's see.
Mo has failed on his 14. Maybe.
Oh, your medicine is much better than mine.
Well, to diagnose what he has, like, what does he got?
Oh, no, wait. I have a medicine of 5. Never mind.
Yeah.
There we go. 23. Realistically, John, I put a point into every skill so I could assist at this point. It's taken to this level. I think I don't have survival, but I have everything else. But some of them, I just had a stat that helped. That's all.
Yeah. Well, Mo gets a plus 4 points for every level that he goes. So his medicine is probably going to be rank 1 for the duration.
Yeah, that's about right for most of mine. That's my engineering. My computer is my. This, by the way, this level that's coming up, I will have life science and physical science too.
Oh, nice.
So, treat disease is medicine to treat a creature suffering from disease. It takes 10 minutes, requires a med kit, a medical lab, or a med bay on a starship. What was the thing you guys invested in? I think you invested in
an advanced med kit.
Unfortunately, I think we did the science bay, though. I don't think we did the med bay.
We did science, not.
Oh, that would have been nice. But you have the kits. You have a med kit. You have all that stuff.
The super advanced med kit.
All the treat disease does is give him a plus 4 on the next save. It actually won't magically save.
Okay. Well,
it helps you.
It's in Tuttle's hands.
Mo gets a 14 and Rusty gets a 23, which should be more than enough. Okay, Mo does not know what this is. Rusty is able to diagnose this. This is the wither infestation, which it's a physical disease.
All right.
Right now, it's just in its dormant state, so nothing bad is going to happen to you yet. Try not to cough on anyone because you can transmit it. You know, don't go around kissing anyone, Tuttle.
Don't kiss me.
Quarantine.
And it does require at least 2 consecutive saves to get rid of. Ooh. But the good news is it's not that hard to fight off, so you should be okay.
That's sort of heartening news, I guess.
The better news is nothing's happened to you yet. You just have the disease. The good news is you'll get a plus 4 the next time you check. The best news is after surviving that, and by the way, as you fly away, you see the building kind of collapse. Not fully collapse, but large pieces of it fall down as the wither swarm kind of congealed and pulled so much of itself to try to get you because it was starving that it kind of was holding the building up. And by trying to chase you, it actually was pulling the building apart because it was trying so hard to eat you.
So basically, we're like Indiana Jones archaeologists. We got away with the one tiny thing we wanted and completely destroyed the ancient site around us in order to get it.
Pretty much, yes.
Excellent.
And you did get a disease, too, don't forget.
Well, we got a gift, that's right.
And you found loot. Oh, wait, that's right. You didn't find any loot, did you? Not really. Shame. Shame. But as I was saying, you feel faster, stronger, more powerful. Like going through that near-death experience. Put your whole life in perspective for all of you, even Cheddar. Cheddar was totally distraught during that entire experience. Cheddar doesn't say anything, but Tuttle knows that Cheddar did not enjoy whatever Rusty was doing on that.
I was going to say, Rusty, you didn't wipe Cheddar's logs, so.
Oh, that's right.
Fine. I actually didn't do that.
Cheddar's telemetry shows some decompression issues.
Did Cheddar see the outside of the ship where the monster was attacking? I don't think so.
He's got a point.
Again, just check the ship's logs. It's all there.
Ironically, the ship logs and Cheddar's logs don't seem to correspond with each other. It's almost like someone was tampering with the logs.
Someone's been... Tuttle, have you been tampering with Cheddar's logs?
Yes, but I got a bluff of 36 on that.
I've got a solution for this. We'll bring up some images and enhance them as on all crime shows. Enhance!
Yes, that's right. Zoom in on that.
But you all feel stronger and faster and more powerful. And after a night of rest, you'll probably be level 8. Ta-da!
Nice!
Yay!
Nice!
Huzzah!
Before you do all that, you should probably go back to Cloudside and meet up with the exiles and go through and tell everything that you've been doing up to this point. As you did,
we do have to go into the temple. That's another thing.
Yes. You now have the admin key code to the Foundry security entrance, and you can go in there. But you probably want to rest, level up,
Yeah, definitely.
and
yeah.
yeah.
We got
What's
to deal
weird?
with this too.
We haven't really taken much damage. We can go kind of straight into the next thing.
Tuttle would
but
like
when-
to also formally apply the intelligence upgrade crystal.
Oh
yes.
I'm in favor of that.
Yes, I will
Which would be
give him a
another
plus
good reason.
4.
Which would be another good reason to rest.
I would really like that crystal, by the way. It would give
Anyway,
me more spells.
I think I just kind of earned it by saving the party.
pretty much.
Not to be too non-humble, but
Not to be too non-totally appropriate, but yeah.
You had actual accomplishments versus Rusty's.
Yeah. All right,
excuse
so
me.
his
Was the ship waiting right there for you?
That
when you
is
got out?
true. That is true.
That was my job, and
I
I
mean-
did it apparently perfectly, as far as you
we'll
know.
give you a good review on Uber.
Thank you. 5 stars.
He did well, except it's totally beat the crap out of. There's almost it's
But that was
barely
the monster.
flying.
But that was the monster.
The driver was punctual, but the condition of the vehicle left something to be desired.
You don't tip Uber drivers; they give you they give you a bad review.
Oh, you'll get a bad review. I'm sorry. Apparently, based on the way you're all behaving, 1 star across the board.
Whoa!
His yellow assistant.
Oh.
His yellow assistant, on the other hand, was very personable.
Ha!
So, when you say go cloud side, is that talking to the Kish?
Yeah, talking to the Kish.
That's where we kind of
And-
landed our ship in the first spot. Okay.
Yeah, going back and talking to those guys and seeing if you
Do we have time to do that now, or do you want to handle that next?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
'cause,
let's do that now. Let's do that
I
now.
mean,
It's
there's a
perfect.
platform there. It should
Yep.
be safe and
Yeah,
stable.
you
to
can go
on.
land back on the platform. You guys can walk over. It's only a 30-minute walk. You guys are getting the lay of the land now.
Yeah.
And,
Is this the next day or same day?
same day?
Same day. We're not level 8 yet.
You're not level 8 yet.
Mo does not speak Kish, so
I do.
and the intel, I forget the intel that we got. What actually was that thing? Mo was not entirely
It's code
sure.
to get us into the temple that was all barricaded.
Security code to bypass
Okay,
bypass the lockout on the temple.
maybe the Kish will have something to say about that. Maybe they'll have some warning or something. We should query them when we tell them what happened.
Right. So we do tell them.
Well, you do. Actually, you're a translator.
I
All
say
right,
I,
so you
I
guys
bravely.
go back to cloud side. That's what it's called, by the way. You go over.
That's a cool name, actually.
You meet with Harold Tazal. She's all excited to see you. She meets you at the makeshift temple and eagerly asks about your experiences, eager to know. We saw smoke off into the distance. We were worried about you. What occurred? I see you're all okay. You're all in one piece. If you are a new one, I see you fiendish creature. What happened to the other one?
It's a long. Well, I don't know exactly, but
What did happen to him? Oh.
these folks
He's
know more, but he's not with us now. But I'm here, and I can speak your language fluently, so we should be good. We are ready to negotiate getting into this temple.
Oh, that's excellent. Excellent. You found a way in. You can bring peace back. But before we do that, do you mind if you could tell us the story? A storyteller? If you can give us the tale of your adventure? Can we gather around Jedi style? And can we get a C-3PO to tell us everything?
Can we sing
Yes.
the Yub Yub song? too?
Yep.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
You can play the stormtrooper helmets like drums.
Okay, which one of us do we want to sacrifice like C-3PO was going to be eaten? All right.
right.
Yes, we would be happy to tell the story.
Oh, who wishes to tell the story of the adventures of the creatures from outer space? Unless you have a better name for yourself.
We're the Drift Rock 3.5. Drift Rock 3, no?
Yeah, we were attacked by bacteria, basically.
We went
So
to the
she-
we went to the
She gathers together, like the whole tribe. Everyone gets together and sits around like the big fire. And when she goes on to talk about the storyteller and how the god has appeased them with great stories and great adventures to be told by these 5 adventurers. Please regale us on the House of Renewal, the Maze of Ghosts, and Securitech. Tell us about your adventures there.
Actually, Tuttle's communicable, so he's probably going to stay away.
Okay, we tell them.
Who is doing the telling?
I guess it's me because I'm
Chris, you're the only one who
He's
speaks
the
the language.
only one who speaks their language. So
You can give me diplomacy or some other charisma-based profession, actor, public speaker,
Oh, boy.
etc.
Oh, that's not good.
oh
No.
boy, that
All
ain't
right,
good.
can Rusty tell it and through my translation?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
let's do that.
Oh,
Let's do that.
God.
I didn't realize it was a roll. I thought it was just sort of a thing.
Oh no. There's a whole point. No. You want to do
Okay.
this.
All right, Rusty.
Up to 2 of you guys can aid to help the main storyteller.
All right, so I'm just a straight diplomacy check. Do I have to do anything else?
Whatever you want. You can try to bluff if you want. You could do diplomacy. You could try to embellish and add more to it. It's up to you. Whatever you want.
I can
The
actually
better the
assist you on
story,
bluff.
the better the rewards. I'm going to tell you that.
I can
Wow,
assist you on
that's-
bluff, but I can't assist you on anything else. I have a negative.
That's so adorable. You think I need an assist on bluff? I mean, go ahead. You can try.
I mean, it's +2. It's a +2.
Rusty, you get a -2 modifier for Mo heckling you from the audience.
Oh, shush.
Tuttle's going to use computers and explain the specific code he used to hack it.
Wait, is this at the evening or in the morning that we're doing it?
This
Are
is
we
at
set up
night.
for a level?
You guys
Oh,
are
God.
set up. You guys can go back to your ship and rest there, or you can rest here. It's up to you.
I'd like to give the story when we're 8th level. We'll do better.
They're all ready. Go.
They're here now.
We're doing it now.
Gadgets.
There it is. That's the way
7th
it
level.
No takebacks.
Can't leave the people hanging.
Right.
I assist you. So
Akiro
Great.
assists with a bluff of 25. What are you gonna? Well, let's hear. Actually, well, let's see what his role is, and then let's hear the. You can give me the cliff notes of the story, and then let's hear what Akiro adds to.
We're just telling the story of going to the island and getting the security. Okay, that's fine.
No, everything. House of Renewal, Maze of Ghosts, and Securitech. Basically, since you got here, everything you've been doing, and then the adventure with the buddies, your 2 buddies, the detectives.
Okay, hold on. I have to review my notes on all that.
Yeah, House of Renewal was like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, you can take a minute.
Okay.
So it's very Star Wars
The
esque.
cliff notes of the story are as follows. We came to this world because of fate. The fate of ancient times that told that we would come here in its time of need. We came and we entered into the first beginnings of the temple, and what we found were a people divided. The Kish were divided, and we had to find which were the righteous and who were not. Indeed, we were so committed to finding this out that we even sacrificed one of our own far, far weaker members to finding out this quest when we lost, well, one of our lesser people named Harrowing.
So weak.
Yes, and we gave him up to a god of science where we put him inside the portal of the temple and he vanished into the ether, never to be seen again.
Bye.
We have, however, actually acquired a new friend who we don't know if was here by fate, but nevertheless is here. He's right there. He's the one talking. I pointed him. At this time, we also then brought in assets, which we call them, which are a way we call the avatars of demigods, not gods like ourselves, who came from another place. They were a pair of, in their world, they were called detectives. Don't worry about that word in your language. I'm sure you don't have it. They came with us, and we ended up going through. We found them after we went through the place of ghosts, the ghosts of ancestors from long past. And we found our way through another place and fought a horrific beast that was designed by some chaotic and evil god. That's all I can describe it as. It was obviously overpowered, but let's not dwell on that too much. But beyond that, we realized that what we needed to do was go to the Grand Temple, and yes, so we had to find the key that the gods left thousands of years ago. And so that is where we have been just now. I, the brilliant captain and leader of them all, piloted the ship to take us there and led the expedition, and the details of that expedition are less important than that I piloted and we managed to find the key that the gods left for us. Now we will go to the temple and save all of the Kish that are righteous.
Yeah.
And I would like to add that I personally fought off a cadre of evil worshippers of the Devourer so that I could join my friends here
Actually, that adds to the story. I like that.
and we could conquest evil.
Yay!
That's sort of like the Enkidu side story as he joins Gilgamesh. I mean, that's
Gilgamesh.
another hero that adds to the story. That's great.
And
All
we
right,
barely made it out of the crumbling building. Rusty was not there for this part.
Darmok at Tanagra. Jalad.
Darmok and Jalad. When the walls fell.
So, obviously, that was all entirely truthful, so I'll be doing my bluff check now. All right.
Oh, I gave you a +2.
And I'm going to add +6 to that. Hold on. So, 37, 39 is my bluff.
Mo believes it.
They are all sitting there in awe and shock. And after you complete it, they all stand up and give you a huge round of applause, or at least what you think is applause. And it's actually them clicking their mouths together to make some weird clicking sound, but it sort of sounds like applause. And they're all bowing to you as they are impressed. And Tezel comes out and hands you 2 gifts from the storytelling goddess. She gives you a pair of boots and a very nice looking battle bow and says, "Oh, you have gifted us with a story we will tell for millennia. Your storytelling was exquisite. Thank you for this. We will always remember this for eons from now." And she's almost crying as she hands you these 2 items.
Wow.
Ooh.
Cool.
That is good.
Are they-
Mo is also applauding. He is very moved by the story.
I take a couple of modest bows as well, even though. All right, so boots and battle bow, you said?
Yes,
Detect magic?
both are magic.
Identify?
Ooh.
Was that mysticism? Or do you
Is
have
that
your identify
Isis?
spell?
Can you identify?
Cast identify spell, yes.
Oh, that's right.
I'll read
We
it to
now
you.
have an actual mystic. Right.
Can you identify both, Chris?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Let
powerful.
me just pull it up and see what it does.
The
Oh,
power.
it crashed. Hero Lab.
Chris, you should get a good computer. You should look into
It's
what
the
kids-
programs.
Look
It's-
at what the
but-
kids are using today and try to mimic.
If only
what
your
they
computer were future proof.
are.
I know. Yeah, that's it. See, I'm
past,
sad
present, and
we were in
future.
8th level because I would have done even better with that lie. As of next level,
The thing is, dude,
I gotta do it.
wow, you're so freaking greedy. You're so
no, I
greedy.
want more. No, you
always
understand.
want
As of
more.
the next level, then Rusty becomes a lying god. Because in addition to his already buffed up bluff, I'm getting a new ability where the sense motive the other person makes, they have to roll twice and take the lower of that.
And then you even get another
Wow.
+1 to your D6. You get a D6
And another
plus
+1
1.
to my D6. Yeah, I'm just
Right.
saying, it's people will believe my every word said.
So this gives me a +10 insight bonus to skill checks to identify the properties in command words or
Or
passwords.
technology.
Or
Works on
technology.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it works with mysticism or technological device. So
Yeah.
with engineering. So I guess this is mysticism. Yes.
Yeah. And you get, yep, go right ahead.
Rusty.
Well, which
is-
one are you doing? The boots or the bow?
Boots.
Oh,
Boots.
yes, boots.
Go boots.
Oh wow!
So that's actually a 40.
40.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Wow!
Wow, I think that 40 beat Rusty's a bluff there,
Yeah,
huh?
you beat my 39.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
They're
That blows
size
us-
10,
that blows
double
us
E.
away.
They're extra wide.
That actually knocks Mo off of his feet. He's like, on the ground going, whoa! What happened?
Power of magic.
These are. She goes on to explain that these are Ehai. There's an Ehai boots. These Ehai boots, they look like simple looking gray boots lined with fur of one of the creatures that lives here. And they will fit you after a day of mutating and using their magic to fit you perfectly, even though they're designed for Kesha's feet, which are very different than yours. Once a day, as a full action, you may move up to your speed and make a full attack with a melee weapon only. And the penalty to each attack is -6 instead of -4. And you take a -2 penalty to your AC for that turn. Basically, it's a ghetto haste circuit. That's all it is.
Oh, so it lets you move
Wow.
and then attack full attack.
Yeah, it's like a haste
doesn't-
circuit, but not as good.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's since it was free, it's certainly going to be
Credits.
Credit value. Credit
Can
value.
we-
Credit value. About
4,200.
Can we
Oh,
attach it
okay.
to cheddar?
No.
Okay.
Battle bow. I mean, it's a bow and arrow, right?
Yeah, it's a bow, but it's a special bow, and it definitely has magic on it. So give me.
Oh, let me roll that.
That one.
So that's a 36.
That is a Seeking Advanced Battle Bow. So it is Seeking Battle Bow. I mean,
Seeking
it
is a pretty good thing, actually.
It's not bad.
Seeking
It does. Yeah, it does 2d8. The only bad thing is it is analog. It is archaic because it is a bow. But so it's not great, but it's worth like over 10,000 credits.
Wow. Really?
It might not be the best thing to actually use, but it's probably
Some collector might want
a
that.
collector might even pay more than what it's, more than the 10% because it's something ancient and archaic.
Oh, it's always 10%, right? Even on this kind of
It's 10
stuff?
Oh no, this one may be more because this thing is from an ancient civilization. It might be worth more. So this one's pretty cool. So it's not great to use. It can be used, especially because you're fighting things that all kind of have basic armor, so you would do full damage on them. So
Do you guys want to go back and investigate that one room that we didn't go into yet?
No. I think the building's probably gone now.
If they have something that could open the door.
Crowbar.
Yeah, that's true, pretty much.
yeah,
Battering ram.
Touche. All right, well, that's cool. Who wants the boots?
I don't think anyone wants that. I think it's
Well,
I think we sell it.
It's best for a melee that's going to run to the front and attack, and therefore
That's
that is
never
totally not me. So I mean that's
Yeah.
Not me.
Never me. It's never Tuttle's. It's only you
I'll
and you already
wear
have it.
them. I'll wear them if they don't have any encumbrance and they don't count as treasure because I will sell them as soon as we get off.
we'll sell them when we get back. That's
Yeah,
fine. But
yeah.
wear
They
them.
count they count towards your magical item limit.
yeah. It's a magic item worn. It's one of your 2 magic items.
Well, Mo doesn't have any magic items. That's for damn sure. So
Yeah, I mean, since it gives you essentially an extra round of your haste circuit. So, I mean,
yeah, because my haste circuit I have to activate. It's actually a good way of like leaning into that. So yeah, I don't like the -6 though.
Yeah, that's
That's
brutal.
not my style. I'm sorry, it's not my style. But yeah, Mo will wear those.
Don't forget. Let's see. Tuttle has the motion detector. Akiro has the glove of storing, and Tuttle has the Mark II ability crystal, which he used for intelligence.
And we have a small bag of holding too.
incidentally, while he's sleeping, Tuttle is
Yeah.
apparently going to learn 3 languages. So that's kind of impressive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. And right, you did find you found 2 Mark III serums of healing, the advanced med kit, and the Null space chamber Mark II, which gives you 50 bulk of extra space. So who's holding that thing? It basically gives you 50 extra bulk, which is insane.
It's a bag of holding. It's
Great.
awesome.
it's a big one.
Mo could hold that maybe.
Yeah, Mo has plenty of space.
Does that count as a magic item? No, right? Because it's not worn.
I don't think so.
Also, I don't
Oh,
think it's
The other thing I was thinking about on that encounter, I was possibly firing off a loot box of wonder and see if we can get that portal that goes back to us.
Oh yeah.
That was fun.
I was wondering how that was going to go. It's definitely a crazy encounter, but you guys are okay.
That's hard to. If you don't identify that swarm as death, then your party is in for some pain. I would imagine.
Swarms are deadly. Swarms are the hardest thing in the game, I'd say, because if you either can handle them or you're dead. There's really just nothing you can do. I mean, they're very easy to get away from, but they auto hit. I mean, you just got to run away. So it's like, oh, it's not that hard, except then you try to run away and there's nowhere to run to and you can't get out. And then you're like,
Right.
this is not fun. This is insane. Oh no.
Yeah, I do like how the running mechanic, where all the collapsed ceilings had changed the path back, to freedom. I don't know if we were supposed to go into that room before. Like, do most people? Like, was that really hard to get into? Like,
I
what?
have no idea what most people do. No. The door would have still been stuck. What would have happened is, even if you opened the door, it would have been stuck.
What did I need to get?
So you would have had to open it anyhow.
I needed a 20
No matter
to
what
get through
happened,
that.
it would have been stuck.
Oh my
You actually
god,
needed
that's
a 25
impossible, dude!
to get
I have to roll a 19 with an assist from a character. to get. Oh my god, that's
Yes.
a killer dungeon, dude. That is a killer
Up to
dungeon.
two people.
That's
Well,
a
two people
killer
could
dungeon.
help you. Right, you guys. Well, you guys did it. You guys did it.
Yeah,
you always
yeah,
figure
I
something
think other
out.
people are. I think when people hear how we got through that, they're gonna say, "Oh, these guys cheated because they had that obscure item of teleportation."
Not really. I mean, that's why you
Really?
buy that stuff. I mean, yeah, you guys. You bought it ahead of time.
but it's like that.
Dude,
was,
you saved the
something
party.
like this was exactly what I bought it for. This
You
was,
saved
know,
it 100. Like Mo is going to be buying one the next time he goes to the markets. That is.
I mean, I was
insanely
thinking
good.
maybe like getting flanking in a fight or something. I didn't necessarily envision this specific scenario, but I was thinking to myself, it's a really
Wow.
useful thing in the right circumstances because it lets you move yourself and up to 2 other people pretty much anywhere on the battlefield.
That was insane. I'll tell you what. That's what's that called?
The teleportation puck. It's not in the main
Puck.
book. It's in the new
Oh.
armory book.
Okay.
I saw
yeah,
it while I noticed it while I was writing the review of the book, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
I have the armory,
It
so
is. It's 1,500. It's something like 1,500 credits for us, and it's a single-use item, so it's a little expensive. But
yeah, I don't have the armory for Hero Ab. That's the problem. Anyway, yeah, it's good playing with you guys. So I'm gonna
Yes.
head
Yes.
on out. Thanks for doing this, guys.
all right, fellas, see you later.
Hey everyone, Steve here. So as you can see, the guys are ready to level up. Next week, they're all going to be level 8. They all managed to live somehow. They're going to start their assault on the temple, and then we'll see if I can kill them off in that temple. I pray and hope I do. Anyhow, that brings me to my GM PC tip this week. So most of you out there probably like to read like I do, and I read a lot of books, but obviously probably a lot of fantasy and sci-fi. And there was one book I was curious. I actually downloaded it over a year ago, but I never got around to reading it until very recently. And it was a book called Critical Failures by a man named Robert Bevan. And it was self-published, sort of a nothing book on Amazon, but yet it has 977 customer reviews, all outstanding, and the book is completely free. And I'm not giving anything away because this all happens within like the first chapter, is that it's a whole bunch of guys playing a game called Caverns and Creatures, which is basically D&D. And these guys are like the worst players you've ever seen. They have all the bad stereotypes, they curse, they have bad jokes, they're just really nasty players. And they play with the GM who hates them. And by the end of the first chapter, they all get teleported into the world of Caverns and Creatures, and they're forced to play their characters that they created, whether they're good or bad. And let me tell you, some of them are not great creatures, and they have to play them. The rest of the books follow their adventures within this world, and it is really fantastic. And I really enjoyed this book, way more than I should. The humor is really rough. It's kind of Kevin Smith-esque. And I looked into it, and it turns out that it's a whole genre of books. Now, you've heard of some of these types of books in the past, I guarantee. Probably the most famous one is Ready Player One. And it turns out they're called LitRPG, Literature Role-Playing Game. It's basically a story version of a role-playing game using all the role-playing game vernacular. So it's not like an adventure in the D&D world or an adventure in the Pathfinder world. This is an adventure in a world that's an actual game, and the people know they're inside of a game, and they even know that there's stats and there's rolls and that they're making their saving throws or not, and it is fantastic. This genre has only been around for a few years, and it turns out this genre kind of got its roots in Russia, and a lot of the books were translated from Russia into English. Plus, this genre has gotten extremely popular in South Korea, as I found out. It's only been around for a couple of years, but it has been exploding in popularity. In fact, if you go onto Amazon and type in LitRPG, you'll be stunned stunned how many of these books are out. They're all just by self-published authors, and in the last few months, I've read a ton of them, and they're excellent. And if anything, they've really helped me in seeing how other people approach characters and almost play. It's not the same thing as listening to a podcast or watching someone play D&D or Pathfinder or Starfinder. I find it much better because it's basically the closest analogy I can see is reading someone playing D&D or Pathfinder or Starfinder from the character's point of view, knowing that they're a character in a game. It's awesome. There's tons and tons of these books out there. I would say some of my favorites, if you're going to go out and get few, Critical Failures, that one's free. And I tell you, it's a little rough, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the aspect that they're in D&D. They talk about D&D spells. And I'll just say the books get crazier and crazier and better and better. The guy becomes a much better writer. And there's 7 of those out right now. The other one I liked quite a bit is called Life Reset. I cannot pronounce this guy's name. It's like Shimmer Kunitz. And there's 3 books in the series. And it basically takes place inside of an MMO world. I don't want to get into it. It's a little spoilery. It's really heavy on the MMO aspect. And yet the first book is something like 900 pages, and I read it in 2 days. I just couldn't put it down. I finished the whole series in 2 weeks. It was really an excellent series. But if you want more of these books, there are a ton of them out there. Another very popular one, now I haven't read this one yet, but I've heard a lot of good things, and I did order it, so it's next on my list, called Morningwood. Everyone loves large chests. And it sounds a little naughty, but actually it's a book written from the point of view of a mimic. The whole book is written from the point of view of a mimic, and it's got excellent reviews. Another one that gets excellent reviews is called Dungeon Board. That's the Divine Dungeon series, and that one takes place from the point of view of a dungeon. Again, these books are crazy, but I just can't stop reading them. There's so many of them because the genre is so new. Every single week, there's something like 5 or 6 or 7 of these come out constantly, and a lot of them are extremely high quality. I'm kind of stunned. I didn't know there was that many good self-published authors out there. Anyhow, if you want to try something new, if you haven't read any of these before, I strongly recommend you pick one up, just because I find reading these and seeing how people are writing other characters and using characterization is really helping me develop my skills as a GM and helping me do better characters. I hope you'll see that in our next upcoming episodes. I'm actually taking some notes, and I see little tricks they use because they can only use their voice and only use the voice you get in your head while reading to convey so much character. I've been taking notes and seeing the tricks that they've been doing. It's a little bit different than saying like reading Game of Thrones or some other fantasy book, because those are fully formed characters. These are characters being formed in the confines of a game, knowing that they're inside of a game, so it's done a little differently. I really think these are fun books. If any of you guys are reading any of these out there, please let me know. I'd be very curious to know if you have any LitRPG books that you'd like to recommend. Please come to the Discord channel and tell me. That's my tip this week, is check out these books. I think you'll both enjoy them as well as help you become a better role player. As for show notes, go through this real quick. Don't forget a new podcast every Tuesday. Do subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, Android, and Spotify. Do remember, check out Jason's Talking Combat column every single Thursday. He had a really good one last week because that was one of our best episodes, and he really wrote about it and talked about what it was like to be the hero and what he thought of that episode. Also, don't forget, check out the Discord channel. Just go to discord.rollforcombat.com. You can play some games, hang out with us. If you post a lot, you get a free t-shirt. Do check us out on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Check out our Reddit channel. Do check out the Patreon. As I said, I will release episodes early. I'm not really doing it now because I'm giving out free prizes for the trip, so I'm not going to release them early until after that's all done. So sometime after PaizoCon, I'll release the episodes early again on the Patreon. And then finally, I do have another thing for the free trip to PaizoCon. So what I did is I took all the entries that were correct and I randomly selected someone. And if your name is read, you got 1 week to get in touch with me. And if you do, I will give you a $50 Amazon gift certificate. That's right, $50 from Amazon. Use it however you want. And the winner for this week is Matt Bell. Matt Bell, do get in touch with me. You got 1 week from today. If you get in touch with me, I'll send you over your free Amazon gift certificate. Write me directly or say hi to me on the Discord. Any way will work. And I will continue to do this and give out free prizes until PaizoCon 2019 starts in a couple of weeks. So make sure you listen every single week. And if you didn't enter, there's still time. You can go on the link, you can enter the PaizoCon contest. I'll be giving out other prizes until PaizoCon 2019. And also, I am going to be running a special event at PaizoCon. I'm going to be running Abattoir 8, which is that new Grimmer Space horror combat adventure written by Richard Pett, and I'm going to be running that live. That's right, live on the Paizo Twitch stream Saturday from 1 to 5 p.m. I believe that's the time. Some lucky people are going to get to play with me. You're going to get to see what it's like to run a game in Grimmer Space. I'll be on the Paizo Twitch stream. It's going to be awesome. Surprises galore. Anyhow, with that, I'll see and talk to you guys next week.
You've been listening to Roll for Combat, a Starfinder actual play podcast. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com or drop us a line at contact@rollforcombat.com. You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, Discord, and other social media platforms. You've been listening to Roll for Combat. Until next week, always remember that your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.